when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Celebration in celebratory mode in commemoration with World International Day of the Elderly, where we are celebrating all things elderly. A society is marked by the way it cares for its elderly, and this morning we want to share in that care, right? So this morning I'm joined with.
Good morning, Tobago. I am Renessa Ortiz, joined here in studio. Well, not in studio, at Coppers. At Coppers Wellness Center,
yes,
celebrating International Day of the Elderly.
I am Natalia Nantes Montrisha. Good morning to my two hosts that accompany me. Dwayne needs to really get over that.
Not me too.
But to our viewers on our varying platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and 102 on AMPLIA, a special good morning to you, especially from the Youth Wednesday Tobago Updates family here this morning.
We don't have a big monitor this morning, but however, I'm looking at you guys on my device, and you guys look amazing. I think you guys, I pale in comparison. You look lovely, Mrs. Montrisha.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nis.
Miss Ortiz.
Thank you.
Don't compliment you already for the
You look very handsome.
Oh, thank you. I try nothing. But a special good morning to all our ardent viewers, and if whoever you're viewing us, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, 102 on AMPLIA, we want to welcome you to Youth Wednesdays, smack center in the middle of the week, to bring you that youthful vibe. But before we go into what we have for you today, we want to go over to news in 90 seconds with Mrs. Montrisha.
Thank you, Dwayne. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday, 1st October 2025. Trinidad and Tobago secured U.S. support for licenses to advance cross-border energy projects with Venezuela, a move expected to strengthen the nation's economy and energy sector. The announcement came after Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar met with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Washington yesterday. Rubio backed the Dragon and Mannequin Coswina gas initiatives while stressing that benefits must reach President Nicolas Maduro's regime. Must not reach, rather. Both governments affirmed the importance of energy security, agreeing to cooperate on solutions that upheld U.S. policy while protecting Trinidad and Tobago's prosperity. 3 schools from Trinidad and Tobago, Marabella North Secondary, St. Joseph's Convent, San Fernando, and Bishop's High School Tobago earned places in the finals of Samsung's Solve for Tomorrow 2025, a regional science and technology competition involving 13 countries. Their projects address flooding, invasive species, and waste management. Marabella North created Don't Get Wet, a solar-powered flood warning system. St. Joseph's Convent developed Keep Wild Trinidad and Tobago, a biodiversity app, and Bishop's High designed Green Cycle Hub, a recycling center using solar and biogas. The finals will take place later this year. As Trinidad and Tobago prepares to welcome nationals abroad through Homecoming 2025, organized by Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network, or TDON, from October 17th to 19th. The event features Acts of Kindness Day, the Diaspora Patriots Awards and Gala during honoring 12 nationals and cultural celebrations at the Diwali Nagar. However, Deputy Permanent Secretary Kiva Clark highlighted the country's severe brain drain and urged stronger diaspora engagement. Tobago Diaspora Outreach Network founder Dr. Andrew Phillips supported the new citizenship legislation and called for more consulates abroad to deepen ties and investment opportunities. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Mrs. Montrisha, for the news in 90 seconds. Guys, we want to go straight over to our birthdays this morning, and we have a few celebrants. First, we have Mr. Emmanuel Morris. A happy birthday goes out to you from us from Youth Wednesdays and the Tobago Updates family. Who do we have next?
Up next, we have Emmanuel Morris. Good morning and happy birthday to you from the Tobago Updates family. We hope you have a great day. Next up, we have
Darius Boris. A happy birthday to you and God's richest blessings to you. I hope that your smile continue on for the entirety of the day.
Right. And last but certainly not least, we have Mr. Andre Alfred AA. Right. Happy birthday goes out to you. Here from us on the Youth Wednesdays on the Tobago Updates family. And for those of you who did not make it on our birthday list this morning, yes, we're celebrating Libra season. And for those of you who are into that kind of thing, we want to wish you a happy birthday. And we, don't be shy to bring us the cake and the ice cream and, share in your celebration. So, happy birthday goes out to you and have a great day. So, we have come to the point where we got to tell them what we're gonna do today, guys.
Of course.
And given that Miss Ortiz is so properly clad and
yes,
so elegantly dressed,
in her white, I think that's
no, that's not white, darling.
What is this?
It's like a beige
kind of charcoalish kind of, but it's very
not charcoal, just beige, just beige.
Textured
Just
beige.
beige,
textured,
yeah.
It's kind of Swedish looking top with a fluorescent green long flowing pants. She looks elegant. So can you do us the honors of giving the rundown this one?
So this morning we have our first interview with Miss Lystra Antwine. She's the owner and founder of Copper Canyon Wellness Center. And we're going to be talking about International Day of Older Persons and the Copper Canyon Wellness Center. We also have Dwayne and I. We will be conducting the interview with Mrs. Marilyn McFarlane. She's going to be talking to us about elderly awareness then and now. She's a former general nurse. And guys, that's it for our rundown this morning.
All right. So guys, before we go on our break, we got to tell them to share the live, share the live, share the live.
We'll be right back.
Rise and shine, Tobago. The breakfast vibes you've been waiting for is here.
When he wrong, tell you you's a big dancer.
It's time for Sun Up Tobago, the ultimate breakfast inclusive cooler party that kicks off your carnival in style.
We come to take shots. She come to take shots.
Join us on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 noon at Scarborough House, 138 Milford Road. Music pumping, breakfast sizzling, coolers flowing, and vibes unmatched. This is where sun, sea, soca, and celebration collides. Get your early bird tickets now at Pablo Supermarkets, Barcode, Lost Restaurant and Launch, Signature Cuts, IslandEtickets.com, and committee members. Don't miss the event where Tobago Carnival truly begins. Sun Up Tobago. Come for the breakfast, stay for the vibe.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest. We protect. Everyone benefits.
The road is calling. Tobago Carnival. Neon is coming. Presenting the Mashup King himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy Boy. The dynamic duo bringing pure fire to the road, CSI Khaled and Selecta Stefan. And Tobago's own, the people's champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
Soca, dancehall, the man might give out there a little Afrobeat somewhere inside Saki DMs. We have two options right here, right now, opinion on the spot. Either you pull out that phone, we go in Instagram DM, you put it to the camera and we scroll and see somebody messages, or you take a shot. My dear viewers, when the rhythm beating in town, see we jumping on the Savannah grass. Right?
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Nirvana, Tobago's premier all-inclusive event for Carnival 2025. Join us for a night of elegance, energy, and unmatched vibes at Fête AMPLIA. Come dressed in your finest island chic white attire and indulge in a premium carnival experience like no other. Experience live performances by Nadia Batson and Sass, Patrice Roberts and the 18 Band, Sean Marshall, Lyrical, Ramonapi, Juby, and many more. Get your tickets now at islandtickets.com. Physical tickets available in Trinidad at SIP on the Avenue, Showaholic, Trin City Mall, Port of Spain, and Center City Mall. Happy's Waterhole, Pleasantville, Avala, Hotland Plaza, in Tobago, Barcode Scarborough, Deltec Distributors, Argyle, Pablo Supermarket Argyle, Jade Monkey Crown Point, Showaholics Lowland, and any committee member. Immerse, illuminate, indulge. Saturday 25th October 2025 from 5 p.m. at the magnificent Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. Dress code Highland Chic, all white. Nirvana. Fête AMPLIA, where luxury meets rhythm and elegance meets euphoria. Don't just attend, arrive in style.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Canoe Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Is on Tobago updates. I know that Renessa said that we're in studio this morning, but let me just tell you where our studio is this morning. You know where We Travel Tobago updates is. However, our studio this morning brings us to the Copper Canyon Wellness Center, right? And we are privileged to join with the owner and of Copper Canyon Wellness Center, that is Miss day that I think we should keep dear to our hands, and that is the UN International Day of Older Persons. We'll be speaking a little bit about that. You'll tell a little bit more about Copper Canyon Wellness Center. So good morning to you, Ms. Antoine.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here on Tobago today. I look forward to our conversation.
Right, I look forward to it as well. Now, when you hear of a wellness center, sometimes I don't even know what to expect. But I was I loved what I walked into this morning. All right. You know that we are located in the conference room of the Wellness Center, and today being that special day, the International Day of the Older Persons. Now, mind you, I said the older persons and not the elderly, right? We are as young as we think we are. I'll just leave it right there, right? So, Ms. Listra, can you tell us a little bit about Copper Canyon Wellness Center? What inspired you to start this wellness center?
Sure. So thank you for that question. You know, this morning, I'm delighted to share that Copper Canyon Wellness Center is here in Idlewild. And as you said, when you talk wellness, it's because we felt that we wanted to ensure that we were taking care of the physical, the mental, the entire human, right? Without just waiting for our seniors, as we know, to become at a stage where they can hardly take full advantage of all the things that life still has to offer. And so for me, growing up with my grandmother and then with my mother, watching them both decline, and especially seeing how lonely their lives became as their circle shrunk, more and more every year. And then watching as well how with limited access or contact daily, as that circle shrinks, we see that cognitive decline sets in. And that is something that for me is extraordinarily important. So when I thought about this, and could partner with someone who had the same vision for this facility, we wanted this wellness center to be a place where persons choose to come to live, where they no longer have to think about washing and cleaning and doing all that, but they live in community where they get cognitive stimulation by being with others. We have a gym facility that takes care of, doing activities. We have gardening outside for our residents. We have lovely patios where they can be outside. And so we wanted this to be a holistic experience for seniors. And I say for seniors because we're thinking of anybody over 60. We really encourage, and I know it's going to be a mental shift here, but we are encouraging persons. Don't wait until it's too late for you to really live a full and rewarding life in community. And I stress in community because I don't think that, people, they can only live a rewarding life, if you live in a facility like this. But I think we need to be cognizant of some of the ills of being alone. And that's one thing that really drove us to say, let us create and develop a facility that really provides an experience with dignity, an unparalleled experience with dignity for our seniors.
Right. So during that introduction that you gave me there about the wellness center, what stood out for me is the passion that you had in speaking about this home for seniors. Yes. Right. So that brings me to my next question. What services do you provide to the elderly that stay here?
Yes. So for our residents, this facility is an independent and assisted living facility. So we say independent because for those persons who would like to come and live stress-free, but have all their meals done, have all their, stuff laundered and get all their, whatever they need done, and not have to worry about meals, but they can come and go as they please. We have independent living suites at the top. There are 3 levels in this facility. And so those persons can be here and experience that. We have persons like that here now, especially, for example, we have a lot of people who are living abroad and would like to return home. But the thought of coming back to build and to do all that is quite daunting. And for a lot of those seniors, having this option is really a viable option for them. And then we have the assisted living where persons they may need some assistance. But for those persons, we also say they must be ambulatory when they come in. So it's not, end of life care, but it is that you walk in, even if you walk with aid. And for those persons, once again, we provide all of the support they need. We have ancillary services. So for example, we have a doctor who is on call to the facility. Persons who need medical assistance can have their doctors come here and visit, or the doctor that's affiliated with us. We will also have, for example, a physiotherapist that would be affiliated with Copper Canyon, not a physiotherapist on staff, but a physiotherapist that's going to be affiliated with us so that that person can come in. We also would have affiliations with dietitians, for example, because we know that older adults have different dietary needs, and we are very careful to ensure that the meals that we prepare here are healthy and they are responsive to the individual needs of our residents. So those are some of the services. In addition, of course, we try to ensure that residents, are treated with dignity, with respect. Families, we encourage families to remain in full involvement with their residents here. They can come at any time. And we also have lots of different activities here for our residents to participate in. So we have lots of games in the facility. We also have lots of even small exercises, right, that they can do. Squeezing hands, rolling on the feet. We have, of course, exercise equipment. But we have even puzzles, even word search books or coloring books, because we recognize that you must take care of your cognitive health, because when that declines, the quality of one's life and the ability to really access all that life has to offer shrinks significantly. And here in Tobago, I think, as is worldwide, we are seeing a huge increase in the prevalence of whether it's dementia or Alzheimer's. And it is a very alarming trend here. And this is why I think today, as October 1, being the day that the UN designated, and as the United Nations designated the International Day of Older Persons, I think it is great that they saw the need for us to spend some time, thinking about what it is that older persons contribute, because they do contribute a lot to society. And this year's theme is Older Persons Driving Local and Global Action. Our aspirations, our well-being, and our rights. And so that theme really just highlights this play in building resilient and equitable communities and societies. Sometimes we think they're passive, but they're not.
Right. So before we go into the activities that you would be offering for this day, because I know that day is a special day for Copper Canyon, right? Yes. I just want to commend you, I should say, on the holistic experience that you will have coming to Copper Canyon Wellness Center. Look, listening to the services that you provide, I'm here and I'm like, I think I'll advise her to just change it to Copper Canyon Wellness Hotel. Yeah. Because, you're having everything in one place. Your family could come and visit you. You have doctors, specialists on call. There was one time I was speaking in an interview on someone who would have had to present a speech to older persons.
Yes.
And that person did suggest that the older folks, people normally neglect them. They neglect their mental well-being. They're thinking, this person lived life already.
Yes.
They could just, whatever you want to do now, that's up to you.
Yes.
Not realizing that they're still human, they're still very much alive. And if it is that they had, that active kind of livelihood that they had going on before they became an older person,
yes,
they would need that sort of, involvement as they grow older. So when I'm hearing your services, I'm seeing that you are providing to the needs of older folks all entirely. And I love it, and I commend you for it.
No, thank you so much. You know, it's interesting that you say that, because one of the things, if we really look at why, for example, the UN decided that this day, October 1, was so important to commemorate older persons, it's because the number of people aged 60 and over has more than doubled, okay? From around 551 million in 1995 to 1.2 billion in 2025. That is, and it's projected to reach 2.1 billion by 2050. So you're talking about, you know, the possibility for older persons to outstrip the number of persons living who are under 18. Now think about that statistic. You know, we are looking at global life expectancy. It used to be, let's say, 73.5 years in 2025. But that's expected to increase even further. And as the population ages, the demands for healthcare and local support surges, especially for those with, for example, conditions like dementia, a major cause of dependency and disability in older adults. And so specialized care is needed. So you're looking at growing healthcare costs, even for families, right? Having to think through, how do we provide effective care? And because women comprise most of the care recipients, and they are also caregivers, they contribute to roughly 70% of the global informal care hours. And so when you look at this, makes women then more vulnerable to poverty in old age. So this is something that, you know, we cannot close our eyes to. And especially when we look at the demographics, even here in Tobago and in Trinidad and Tobago, we know, for example, that our Secretary for Health recently was talking about this changing dynamic and what it means for our population. So if we are looking at very low birth rates, we are still seeing that persons are living older. So it means that the percentage of the population who will be 60 and above, that's likely to reach 30%.
So I'm saying that mortality rates are dropping, but the birth rates are also dropping. So there's this gap in between.
And it's the lifespan that is increasing.
Correct.
But the quality of life, that's what Copper Canyon is interested in. We are seeing seniors living longer, but how can we ensure that the quality of those years are such that they can continue to give back? They're not passive recipients, but they're active beneficiaries giving back to society because they've done so much in their lives. And that's what we want to make sure that we're doing.
And you are indeed doing so. If those are the services that Copper Canyon is giving to the public, to giving to older folks, and you all are indeed fulfilling that goal.
And one thing I wanted to stress as well is that we have, apart from what we give to our residents who are here, we have services that we offer to the public. And so every second and fourth Tuesday of every month, we have what's called an activity afternoon.
You know, I was just going to ask about those activities that you offer.
Yes.
And well, we had a previous conversation prior to coming on to air. And, you know, she shared some of those activities. And, I mean, you know, when we look at shows on TV, we always see the typical bingo night.
Yes.
That's the only thing the seniors are playing, this bingo night. But then she started to give me a list of those activities. And of course, I would allow her to share them. But when I listened to them, I realized, you know, she's speaking on holistic care. And these activities keep you active. They keep your brain stimulated. I'm looking at, you know, an older person feeling young at heart, you know? And I think mentally, we don't realize how much your mental health plays on your physical well-being. If an older person could come and get this holistic experience here at this wellness center, I'm looking at the fact that, you know, life expectancy might just be a little longer for them because their mental health is in check. So again, I just have to commend you on the services that you provide here at the Wellness Center. So I'll allow you to go into the activities that are shared.
And I think we even have actually some testimonials from persons who actually come to the activity center. And perhaps, our director of the program can probably put some of those up. But at the activity afternoons, it's usually from 2 to 5 p.m. We ask that persons call us in advance so that we can prepare, because, we have to be able to prepare. We actually provide a light fare. Yesterday, the last time we had the activity center, we had, for example, banana bread. We always have a lot of fruit and drink, just to ensure that we're staying healthy, and water. But when we do the activity center, some of the things we do, for example, we have mini golf, we have bingo, as we discussed. We also have activities that challenge groups to see how fast they could finish. So, example, we have 4 different teams doing puzzles, and so they have to get that puzzle together. We do things that enable balance, right? So we throw balls, for example, across. We also have this one activity that's really funny, because we have 2 sets of colored ping pong balls, and they're in 2 containers. And what the participants have to do is take let's say they're white and yellow. You have to take, if all the white are here and all the yellow is on the left, you have to switch them one by one. It sounds like a very, very easy elementary activity, but I would challenge anybody at home, try this activity, and then you'll see just how the brain works and how sometimes it can be confusing once the balls start mixing. Yeah. And so these are some of the things we do. We have lots of games as well. We have Uno, we have card games, we have Scrabble, we have dominoes, we have lots of games. Some of them we are yet to discover what they are, but we have them here. Monopoly, we have the full works. And of course, we have our kitchen garden outside. So our activity afternoon participants are also able to go outside. We sowed seeds. We had them plant out seedlings. And so we've been able to reap okras and our own kale, our own lettuce, our own tomatoes, our peppers, our cucumbers, our spinach, and all herbs. We have chives outside. So we try to ensure that we enable our seniors to see what can be done and to come together. And I think the testimonials, one of the things or one of the threads you would hear in the testimonials is that persons really enjoy the community. They come together, they're forming new friendships. And one of the things that we see a lot with seniors is that they've got to use their mind now in a different way. So accepting new challenges, picking up a new career, or perhaps a new skill, or doing a new exercise becomes so important. And, lastly, I want to say on this, because I don't want to forget it, last September, just this September gone, was a September to remember. And it was a focus on Alzheimer's. And so every day last month, there was this experience, and it was led by Resilient Health Communities. And I mention this because Resilient Health Communities was started by Tobagonians. And they put together every single day a short video that persons could watch. So you could go onto YouTube and look for Resilient Health Communities. What they're talking about is how we can prevent the decline of our minds. And there are three things that they say you really should do. Spend 10 minutes writing by hand. How many of us write by hand anymore? Not so many. So spend 10 minutes every day writing by hand. Also, spend 10 minutes, if you're reading out loud. Read out loud, because it exercises the brain. And the last is take 10 minutes to do very simple mathematical exercises. Just write them down. We actually gave them out in our activity center. We gave the math worksheets so that they could do that. And so these are the things that we want to emphasize that are so important for persons to ensure that their cognitive health remains intact for longer.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we have a lot of activities going on here at the Wellness Center. That is Copper Canyon Wellness Center located in Isle of Wight, Tobago.
Yes.
Of course, we're speaking here with Ms. Listra Antwine. Now, before we wrap up things, before I ask Ms. Antwine to just make an exception for a person in her 20s to just check in to this Wellness Center, I just wanted to give her contact information. And of course, we have much more coming up to speak about an activity that speaks toward International Day of the Older Persons. We'll get on to that later on in our other interview. But of course, I just want her to leave her contact information just in case you've heard about this Wellness Center and you maybe want to be a part of it.
Sure. So you can feel free to call us at 868. That's the area code for Trinidad and Tobago. The country code is 868, and then 610. For those of you older persons, you would remember the station 610 a long time ago, and then 2292, which is Copper Canyon Wellness Center, CCWC. So that is 868-610-2292. You can also look for us on our website at Copper Canyon Limited. That's coppercanyonltd.com. And we're also on Facebook, Copper Canyon Wellness Center. And if you need to reach us by email, it's coppercanyonwellnesscenter@gmail.com. So these are the ways that you can reach us. I hope we can share some of the testimonials. We have a short video as well. And then we can talk about that very important senior ball that Copper Canyon is going to host for our seniors.
All right. So thank you so much, Ms. Listra Antwine. She is the owner and founder of Copper Canyon Wellness Center, our studio for this morning, right here located in her conference room. She gave us a lot of information that I think that we should retain, a lot of information that may help our elderly in the community. And oops, let me just correct myself. Not elderly, but the older persons.
The older persons.
All right,
yes.
so we can stay tuned. And we will learn a lot more about what the Wellness Center has to offer. And of course, we'll learn more about the UN's International Day of the Older Persons from our next guest. But of course, we have to thank Ms. Listra for being with us here this morning here on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so very much.
All right.
It was my pleasure. Thank
and
you.
Viewers, thank you so much for staying tuned. But I ask you to stay tuned as well for our other interview coming up next. I ask you also to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tobago Updates Television recognizes women in business. Every Thursday morning on The Morning Show, we engage with women-owned and operated businesses from right here in Tobago. We'll discover these women, their businesses, what inspired their business, their highs and their lows, and their encouragement to you. Join me, your host, Adana Kambi, this and every Thursday on The Morning Show from 7:40 a.m. as we celebrate and encourage women in business.
Skibidi bang bang, yours truly Juby representing for Neon, a tribal affair by Highlighter Entertainment. We are here.
Tobago, are you ready? Highlighter Entertainment's Neon, a tribal affair. Costume sales are live. Register now at highlighterentertainment.com. This is Carnival meets culture. Rhythm meets rebellion. Neon is calling. And your moment is now. Light up the night.
I jamming on the pavement with Neon.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
this morning show. You're bringing us here live at Cooper's Canyon Wellness Center this morning. We are celebrating International Day of the Elderly, and we are here, Vanessa and I, to continue the discussion surrounding what is offered here at Cooper's Canyon's Wellness Center. This morning we're going to be talking with Nurse McFarlane, who is a stalwart here, a soldier here, ensuring that the persons are cared for. So I want to say a special good morning and welcome to Nurse McFarlane. Good morning and welcome to you.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank God for bringing me here this morning, and thank you guys for coming here to make this a thing where the rest of the world gets to know that there's a better way to take care of seniors.
Oh yes, and that is definitely why we're here this morning. And thank you for joining us on Youth Wednesdays. Youth is not limited to age. Youth is at the epicenter of your heart and how you think. Yes, state of mind. So I just want to ask you, how long have you been at this? Tell us what your journey has been like that has led you to Cooper's Canyon Wellness Center.
Well, I was born in Devines Road, Tobago.
So you're Tobagonian.
I'm a Tobagonian.
Yes.
And most of my life was spent in nursing, but not here, abroad, in England and America and different places. And I had a chance to see how seniors are dealt with in different countries. And I've always known that I will be back here in Tobago. I left here just after 17. And now that I'm back, I just wanted to find a place where seniors can be dealt with, because seniors do matter. And it seems that when I come home, it's no worse than anywhere else. Mm. It's just that there's a lot to be desired taking care of seniors. And I've found this place that offers all the things that I want to, because I am a senior. I'm one of the older people that you're talking about. So right. Copper Canyon provides that for me. Although I'm here almost every day. I don't live here, but I come here every day. Copper Canyon provides for me all the things that I'm looking for to give me optimal health.
It's important that you mention that our elderly are very important to us. They lay the groundwork for us, the youth, to now follow. And it's important that we give them that level of care. I know earlier the founder was speaking about how the lifespan of our elderly are increasing, but we also need to improve the quality of the life. Now, I want you to tell us, in your experience as a nurse, how does caring for the elderly, how is that different to other aspects of nursing?
I think we have the mindset that as you get older, that your use is diminished and it doesn't matter anymore. So we tend to put our older people to pasture. Mm-hmm. They retire, but you got to remember that these older people were once lawyers, mm-hmm. doctors, teachers, engineers, domestic engineers, painters, whatever. We didn't just all of a sudden, because we retired, just get to a place where we become lonely and alone. And I'm not blaming families, because we live in a society now where you need two breadwinners. So people are working. Yeah, you need two breadwinners, and that still may not be enough. But then that also bodes on the people as well. They think, why do you need two breadwinners? Yeah. So society demands that we need two breadwinners. Yeah. And we have to find a way of getting around that. So sometimes the seniors suffer because of that, because they're left alone in a place at home, because you have to work. Mm-hmm. So they become lonely, they don't function anymore, their brains don't work anymore, and they're just there waiting for what to happen. What is there to look forward to? Yeah. Copper Canyon, to me, provides that for me. Mm-hmm. It provides it for me to know that I can look forward to maybe even a better life now, because I'm not working, my kids are grown, so I can have a better life now.
All right. You mentioned care, and my colleague just asked, what is different, what is the difference in terms of care for the elderly? What does care look like for them? Because, you rightfully said that, the demands of life has children of these elderly persons quite busy trying to make lives for themselves and possibly lives for their parents. But what stops at the age where you get elderly? Do you do things differently than when you were young, or what does that care look like?
You see, long ago, I don't want to tell my age, you probably know it. I mean, I have 4 siblings alive. They're 95, 88, 86, and in those times, you didn't sort of have all the problem that you have now. You people got old. There was always somebody to take care of them, because in most homes, the woman didn't go to work.
Yeah.
Men took care of their wives and their families. Now you don't have that. So people now, because of society and the increase in technology, there's so much more now for people. Then who's going to provide it? In here in Tobago, for me, because I'm home, I looked around at nursing homes to see what they had to offer, and it is not very good. So people are going in nursing homes more now than ever before, because before, people stayed at home.
Yes.
They died at home. Now, I dread listening to the death news, because all you hear is at the Scarborough General Hospital, at the Scarborough General. So you tend to go into the hospital, maybe never to come out again. And there's so much that can be done. Copper Canyon is trying to bridge that gap to make you life, to make you see life. And I want young people to look at older people, not as people out to pasture. It's something that they can say, well, it's okay for me to get old. It's not a frightening thing anymore.
I'm happy that you mentioned the way that you viewed what it was like coming back home and looking at how elderly was cared for here. And that is something I have also looked at myself. It's important that we put in the level of training, the level of thought into when it comes to caring for elderly, because this is a completely different age gap to when you were younger. The things you could do when you were younger, you're limited now at that age, but it's still important that you have activities that deal with your mind and your physical body, so that you ensure that you are working at the optimum at this age still. Because my grandparents, I would use them as an example. My grandfather was a mason in his younger days. So he has that drive and that energy in him still to this day. He cannot sit still for long. And I think that is one of the most important aspects of when you're getting older, that you keep active. You keep the brain functioning, because it's a muscle. Your body is technically a muscle as well. If you don't work it, it's going to wither away. So can you tell us some of the activities that you incorporate here within the wellness center for your occupants?
Number one, the people who come here, we like them to be able to be ambulatory, whether it's with an assistive device, because we don't want people to just sit around. You have to be able to be active to the best of your ability. So we push that. So I want people to get up in the morning ready to do something, because that is so important. Another thing that I don't see happening here much, just giving seniors some water every day makes a big difference. A lot of the people you see in homes confused and dementia, sometimes it's just giving them a glass of water every day, because lack of fluid. Because another thing, your thirst reflex diminishes as you get older, so you don't feel thirsty. So you have to make these people drink. You have to go and offer it to them, and that will take care of a lot of the dementia. You see a lot of the it won't get rid of dementia, but a lot of stuff that we call dementia may be confusion from dehydration.
That's very interesting.
You have to be able to do that and offer them. You have to allow people to be participative in their care. The onus has to be on them. We are assisting them in taking care of themselves, especially diabetes, which is very prevalent here. It's your diabetes. It doesn't belong to the doctor. He's helping you take care of your diabetes. And the more active you are in that, the more you're going to take care of yourself.
Palliative care, it's all about what you guys are offering, and let's say we, right? How does palliative care assist, in ensuring that there's holistic care for our elderly, and what does that look like and mean for you?
Yeah, the person, and I can't say patient, here we don't have patients, we have residents.
Right.
We don't have patients. a residence is totally different. It's like a home from your home. There's some reason why you couldn't stay in your home. So the treatment here, you have to get people, the onus has to be on the person. They have to know that they matter, they're important, they want to get better. So we take that away from them. It's like somebody goes to the doctor with their diabetes, and you tell him the number for that morning, and he treats that number for the morning, not necessarily the client. He's treating the number that he sees. Whereas your diabetes, you have it 24/7. He's assisting you to take care of it. So you want to be able to get the patient active and want to be able to be better, because we accept the fact that we old, there's nothing more, and we stay in that situation. So you have to be able to.
You know, I have a follow-up in terms of, you know, the same palliative care. One of the tenets of palliative care is love, right? You know, sometimes when the older people get, sometimes they become very, you know, a lot harder to deal with. How do you say that you're able to maneuver the more difficult persons here who require your care? And what advice do you have to give to those who are committing their time at home to care for their parents in terms of
their loved
patience
ones.
and so on?
Yeah.
Because, you know, patience is a tenet of love as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing is, nowadays, the people you're seeing in the older people, dementia and Alzheimer's is something that's prevalent now. So it's getting so difficult to take care of the people who are showing these signs, because cognitively they're declining. So our plan here is to help to stop that decline or delay it so that they can function well. It's very hard because even here you have to identify each person. You can't treat them as a group. You have to identify each person's needs and deal with that. Their spiritual needs are really important. Here, we allow the people who want to go to church to go to their church, because that's important. We also allow the families to come in and take them. We have open visiting so that you're not, say, visiting hours is 2 to 3. You can come when you can because you're working. And it's important that they see their families and know that, you know, they're not torn away from their families. You have to take away the loneliness that they feel. And we have people here who, although they're here in a community, they feel lonely. That you have to deal with on a one-to-one basis, on an individual basis.
One of the things I mentioned, and I was speaking to Duane about it just before we came into the interview, was the layout of the entire facility here. It does not feel like a home. It feels like a place you reside in. And that's one of the things I think plays on the psyche of the elderly folk when they go to a home. It doesn't remind them of home. They don't feel that homely energy.
Exactly.
And I am happy and I'm pleased that within this space you guys were able to translate that into the layout as well. Because I think one of the issues when they go into the homes is that you don't feel like you're home. You start to think about you're missing the grandchildren or you're missing the children. And the fact that you're able to leave here when you need to go to church, or if you want to go to the grocery with your family, I think that also helps with the overall longevity of their lifespan and coming into the home. So I want to commend you all for that as well. That is something I noticed on the instant as I got in here. So I want you to give us a little bit of how do you guys focus on the mental well-being of them, and this would be the last question for the interview.
That's why we don't call them patients. They're residents. It's their home. They're allowed to bring little things in, like their favorite rocking chair, their favorite little piece, so they feel more at home. We want them to know that this is their home away from home. We want them to know that although they may not be with their families, maybe we can provide them a little bit of the things that they need to make them feel that they're still a part of their family. And also, the love that we force here on the people, you have to go in every day, spend about 5-10 minutes and talk to people. Because another thing that I think is important is that they know that they love, and they do know that they loved here. They really do, because we force that here on them, because we want them to know that they're the most important part of Copper Canyon.
Thank you so much, Ms. McFarlane, for bestowing on us all the day-to-day operations of dealing with our residents here at Copper Canyon Wellness Center.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us this morning. It was such a pleasure having you again to view us. And before we go, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
We go over to Good Morning Tobago.
That's
Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Free hearing screenings are coming to Tobago in the month of October. Persons of all ages in need of hearing tests are invited to go to the Roxborough Hospital on October 7th or stop in at the Scarborough Public Library at the Anne Mitchell Gift Auditorium on October 8th or October 9th. Services are available from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. This 3-day clinical initiative is a collaborative one. Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, the Tobago Regional Health Authority, and the Trinidad and Tobago Association for the Hearing Impaired, TAHI.
The 3 clinical sessions offered are all walk-in. They aren't prerequisite. You could walk in and you will be attended. If attendance cannot be given at that point in time, an appointment will be given for further assessment. The services being provided at these sessions are diagnostic screening, neonatal hearing screening, services of batteries, dry fits, and many other services.
Hearing screening is absolutely so important in the population. If you screen them early and you get to understand why they have lost their hearing, you can intervene before it progresses into full deafness. The last time this was done, we recognized that it was really oversubscribed. A lot of elderly people qualify for hearing aids. So we have to now move beyond that and be able to have this collaboration ongoing. We also have a lot of kids are waiting for hearing screening, and most of these kids are placed on a waiting list for service in Trinidad. So we'll be able to take care of all of that and to screen and intervene in much can and make sure that they get the necessary hearing apparatus.
Information about this upcoming service, call TAHI's office in Trinidad at 623-0612 or 78045.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Because oncology is an illness that most people think is the end of life and oh gosh, my family is dying, there are a lot of support for patients. Therefore, a lot of patients, relatives, friends and well-wishers follow them to clinic. The building that we now exist in is really small. We have 6 chairs in the waiting area, and then we cannot accommodate patients and relatives. If it rains, relatives have to find their cars. The sun is too hot, relatives have to find under trees. This situation was untenable. Therefore, the proposed move is welcome. I've been to the place, I've visited. The ambience is good. I know there is some construction to be done to make it fit for purpose at this time. And I do believe and I do feel that move, we will be able to enhance the care we give in various ways, because then we'll have space. Relatives will be able to come and sit with patients. That kind of intimate support will be there. For me, if I have to say yes or no, I would have said yes in 2012, 2013, thereabout, when the population started growing. That is after we had started in 2010, and patients knew that we had services available in Tobago, and they start migrating from Trinidad. Definitely, patients, relatives would be happy. Patients would be happy. Staff would welcome, because the unit is definitely tight. You can't move a wheelchair around the unit. There's one patient toilet. The situation is not good as it is.
About 40 years ago, I got into an accident, and I was a blue, sterile stuff, and I had a scar. And I was always conscious of feeling the scar. So one day I felt it a little uncomfortable, and I started to test, check it, until I decided to have a checkup. The doctors and the nurses and again, they were really nice. You could see they were operating under duress. The place was uncomfortable, inadequate, not comfortable to sit for privacy, and because it's cancer, because you're doing it, and you want the service, you go. If it was for any other reason, you would have looked for somewhere else to go. For they needed, and they need to be approved.
This is where, for instance, if I have to speak to a family about what's going on with a patient, I have to have the patient and all the relatives in this space. It's not really conducive to that sort of conversation, especially if the news is not good. Normally after chemotherapy, we want to see you a week later to see how you're going and check your blood count, and then a lot of times that's a second journey to St. James. A lot of people would just disappear for 3 weeks, and we hope we see them when the next treatment session comes around. They would allow for patients to, one, have a bit more privacy, and even have a relative come and spend some time with them while they're doing the treatment, if the treatment is going on for hours. Having greater privacy would make people at least more at peace to know that, just because I show up at that building, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is what I have. Treatment in a more beautiful environment, a more calming environment, could only make things, they're going through enough as it is, just with the illness and death, and coming to grips with that.
I'm so happy to know that you are doing something about it, because it's about time.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive way to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix, and this morning we are coming to you live from Copper Canyon Wellness Center, and this is located at Idlewild, Tobago. This morning we are here because we are celebrating International Day of the Elderly. And if you are interested, you can give them a call or just visit their location here at Idlewild, and you'll get so much more information about this as you already have gotten during the show this morning. Now, this morning, as we're having our conversations, we're talking about the importance of having an active lifestyle as you grow older, particularly when you have become a senior citizen, or even within your middle age. Throughout life, you need to remain active. But when it comes to older persons, it's important for them to remain active. This morning, I'm having this conversation with physiotherapist Ruston Wood. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, pleasant good morning to you, Chanel. Pleasant good morning to everyone. And happy International Day for the Elderly.
Excellent. Now, in Trinidad and Tobago, there's a culture surrounding how we care for the elderly, whereby when they get to a certain age, we tend to want to do everything for them. Whereas in other countries, in other cultures, you see where you would see a very old person in the grocery store, even if they are immobile and they can't walk, you see them in their wheelchairs or in their scooters, and they're going around, they're shopping, they're doing what they need to do. Now, yes, we still have some old persons that are still in the garden, they're still out there, still active. But culturally, we tend to get to a point, even as children, where we're like, no, it's okay, I'll do it for you. Talk to us a bit about making sure that those persons have that level of independence while still being very active.
Okay. One of the mistakes that we make to our elderly relatives and friends is that we believe that as they get older, in terms of caring for them, we tend to do everything for them. And that is very, 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 very dangerous. We think that having them just staying in one location and feeding them and making sure that they are okay, that you are doing the best for them. But in result, it's very dangerous that their health could decline just because of that. And in the opposite, we should be encouraging them to get out the house, to be more active in order to sustain their health.
Excellent. And tell us about physical activity. What type of physical activity do you recommend?
Okay. Sometimes you're thinking that physical activity could mean that you're taking them to a gym or you're having them do some rigorous exercise. But we also ignore the simple functional activities. For example, like walking. So from moving from one place to the next. So you shouldn't confine your elderly people to just one room. Have them walk, have them, if they can get up and move, have them eat outside in the living room, have them, if they can walk outside, have them walk down the road. And Tobago is still, I believe Tobago is still a very safe place that they can just take a nice simple walk, depending on how your house is, walk down the driveway and stuff like that. Have them in the kitchen. Have them cook, engage them in these simple activities. Let them get ready for themselves. Right? These simple functional activities would help them to be more active and to live a healthier life.
Right. And we see they tend to have that culture of making sure that they still go to church and still have those social activities, even as it pertains to Copper Canyon and these type of facilities that offer shared living spaces that allow older persons to continue to socialize with other persons. How important is that socialization process, that it plays a part in both the mental and physical wellness of our elderly?
Well, Chanel, we saw the effects of being isolated during the course of COVID. And mentally, a lot of us was, quote unquote, going crazy, just living in your house, not being able to interact, not being able to socialize. And just also we had that feeling during the COVID period. Think about your loved one just isolated in that house, in that one room, not being able to interact with their friends, especially when a lot of our elderly patients or elderly relatives and friends did live an active life when they were younger, and then you suddenly take that away from them, just like how during COVID we had to suddenly remove ourselves from interacting with people. These elderly people, we just pull them away from everybody, pull them away from their friends, pull them away from their active life, and that could take a mental toll on them. So we should, as I said earlier, we should encourage them to get out the house. We should encourage them to be more interactive and not in that one isolated room. So when their family and their friends come to visit them, let them come out the house. Don't encourage people to come to them. You take them to their friends and families and have them interact with other people.
And tell us a bit about the services that you provide as it pertains to keeping the elderly active.
Okay. Again, an active person don't necessarily have to go to the gym. We have a natural gym that we all, both young and old, could use, which is the beach. Aqua therapy. I do provide aqua therapy, but aqua exercise, or water, in common terms, water exercise, is extremely beneficial to both young and by extension to the old, because when you exercise in a gravity eliminated environment, which the water provides, it takes a lot of stress off the joint. It makes it easier for people to exercise. It makes it easier for people to move. So I do provide that aquatherapy service, and also, even though we are not fishers, there are some simple exercise that the elderly can do to keep themselves active.
Right. And are there any, key things that you want to ensure that persons know, even as we are having this conversation about keeping the elderly active? You indicated that they should still have their meals, still have their social life, still go outside, still be able to go to the beach and stuff like that. But, and maintaining those things that they are accustomed doing. But we often feel like by providing the assistance to them, that's what we are doing to help them. And you said that sometimes that might mean that we're doing the total opposite instead of helping them. Mm-hmm. What other recommendations do you have as it pertains to ensuring that our elderly stays healthy?
Well, there are a lot of activities around that they can engage in. For example, I think there's an elderly program that the government that they provide. You can get them enrolled in that. Just involve them in all your everyday activities. Don't isolate them, right? For example, you mentioned earlier that they may like the garden. Look at see the things that they used to do before, and try to see if you can create different environments that can mimic that. So, for example, depending on where they used to garden, they might not be able to go up over a hill or so to garden. But sometimes a simple kitchen garden that you can do that you can create so that they can be a part of. And then again, you yourself, which is the younger people who are younger, don't just have an activity and just leave them alone. Involve them in your activity as well. Create activities for them so that they can socialize with you, and don't just spoon feeding them with a quote unquote with a long spoon. Have them involved.
Right. And there's a saying that when older persons are around, other people, especially babies, it helps them to live a longer life.
Definitely live a longer life. Mentally, they stay alert for a longer period of time. Physically, when they exercise, all their systems, which is your respiratory system, your cardiovascular system, most people, as they get older, our bodies don't function as it should, you know. And sometimes even us as young people, because we still consider ourselves young, if we live a sedentary lifestyle, meaning that if we don't move, then all of the systems in our body don't work as efficiently as it should. And as it gets older, it gets worse. So in order to slow that process down, being active, getting exercising on a regular basis should slow that process down. And the more efficiently your body works, the longer you live.
Excellent. And what if someone wants to get into contact with you to access some of your services?
Well, I'm easily accessible, right? My number is 460-2322, 460-2322. I have my private clinic located right at Mount Grace, and I also do house visits. But also there are a lot of physical therapists located in Tobago that you all could reach out to.
Right.
And we do provide that guidance, because sometimes you might not be sure of the exercise program that or what activities might be best suited for your relative, for your elderly relative. We do nice, simple exercise programs for them in terms of handling your loved ones, and that is another issue. As you get older, a lot of old people become afraid of falling, and because of that, they tend to restrict themselves from moving. So what we do, we go through we guide the relatives along with the elderly patient in order to deal with them, how to handle them, how to make them comfortable moving. So these are some of the things that we do to make the process easier for them. So one, you might be scared of handling your loved one, so you tend to isolate them. Or two, they might be afraid of moving, so they might want to isolate themselves from people. So we are there to bridge that gap between your relatives and your elderly.
Right, but you're also there for, post-surgical care as well, after someone has had maybe a limb amputated or did knee surgery or any type of surgery to assist them with becoming mobile again. Tell us about that.
Okay, that's another myth people have with physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Physical therapy, we act in three phases. We prevent, or we prepare, then we treat, and then we rehabilitate. So for example, just like how you said that somebody who has to do an amputation, or somebody who has to do a knee replacement, that person could come to us and we create an exercise program that will strengthen them to make the recovery on the back end easier. And then after surgery or after the treatment, we also are there to guide them from that stage to living a normal, healthy life. So don't think that a physical therapist is only there when you are sick or when you are going through something. We are there to prevent you from reaching that surgical point, right? Plenty of us, we suffer from osteoarthritis. That is something that is coming on to us even at a younger age. People are affected at a younger age. Once you come to a physical therapist or once you consult a physical therapist, we are there to slow that process down, to get you healthy, to get you strong, to get you active, so that as you get older, a lot of issues that you may have, your joint pains, your back pains, sometimes prevent. We also work with the dietitian as well too. So people who might have high blood pressure and stuff like that, we are there to prevent that. So don't think that we are there to treat when you are sick. We also intervene, or we are there before you reach a stage. In fact, most practitioners should be there to prevent you from reaching that stage.
Excellent. We want to thank you so much for your time this morning and coming in and sharing all that information with us. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. this is your show. More, live more.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Rise and shine, Tobago. The breakfast vibes you've been waiting for is here.
When you wrong, tell you you's a big dancer.
It's time for Sun Up Tobago, the ultimate breakfast inclusive cooler party that kicks off your carnival in style.
We come to take shots. She come to take shots.
Join us on Thursday, October 23rd from 6 a.m. to 12 noon at Scarborough House, 138 Milford Road. Music pumping, breakfast sizzling, coolers flowing, and vibes unmatched. This is where sun, sea, soca, and celebration collides. Get your early bird tickets now at Pablo Supermarket, Barcode, Lost Restaurant and Lounge, Signature Cuts, IslandEtickets.com, and committee members. Don't miss the event where Tobago Carnival truly begins. Sun Up Tobago. Come for the breakfast, stay for the vibe.
Girl, roll up now, you show me that wine. Turn around, girl, don't be shy.
Nirvana, Tobago's premier all-inclusive event for Carnival 2025.
About the way you blow my mind. Hold me tight and wave your hands to the sky like so. Just look at the person next to you and say welcome to.
Join us for a night of elegance, energy, and unmatched vibes at Fête AMPLIA. Come dressed in your finest island chic white attire and indulge in a premium carnival experience like no other. Experience live performances by Nadia Batson and Sass, Patrice Roberts and the 18 Band, Charles Marshall, Lyrical, Ramonapi, Juby, and many more. Get your tickets now at IslandEtickets.com. Physical tickets available in Trinidad at SRP on the Avenue, Showaholic, Trin City Mall, Port of Spain, and Center City Mall. Happy's Waterhole, Pleasantville, Avala, Heartland Plaza, in Tobago, Barcode Scarborough, Deltec Distributors, Argyle, Pablo Supermarket Argyle, Jade Monkey Crown Point, Showaholics Lowland, and any committee member. Immerse, illuminate, indulge. Saturday 25th October 2025 from 5 p.m. at the magnificent Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. Dress code Island Chic, all white. Nirvana. Fête AMPLIA, where luxury meets rhythm and elegance meets euphoria. Don't just attend, arrive in style.
Hi, this is Pastor JJ inviting you to join me for the Caribbean Union Conference's Centennial Youth Convention on Sabbath, October 11, 2025 at the Shar Park Cultural Complex in Tobago. Yes, it's being hosted by the Tobago Conference of Seventh-day Adventists under the theme, Sharing Our Faith, Shaping Our Future. You can't afford to miss it. We begin at 9, and let me tell you, it's going to be fine because Jesus is going to show up in the place. Invite out your friends and your family because it's going to be lit, lively, inspirational, and transformational. It's the Caribbean Union Conference's Centennial Youth Convention, and I can't wait to join you over there in Tobago for a grand weekend. To see you there.
Hey yo, come let we go to Tobago. That's the place to be. October 11 and 12. It's Bible Connection, but we're transitioning into the largest concert that our union would have ever hosted. It's a regional event. Singers from across the globe, across the Caribbean, and of course, your very own from Tobago. It's a milieu of rich music. You can't afford to miss it. October 12th, 5 p.m. at Shaw Park. We're packing it out. See you in Tobago. Come, let we go. God bless you.
Christine was 16. She met the Lord and started listening. She gave her heart, got consecrated. People around her celebrated. Few years later, flipped the pages. She met a young boy that started dating. It was a love story for the ages. But what they didn't know. Thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, guys. We are still at the Copper Canyon Wellness Center here in Idlewild as we celebrate International Day of the Elderly. This morning we jump straight into our conversation with Pastor Bevan Benjamin, and we are talking all about that Reconnect Revival celebration. The Karoo Youth Ministries and the Youth of Tobago are presenting this series of activities. Tell us a bit about the organization and about everything that's happening and how persons can get involved.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I am Pastor Bevan Benjamin, and I'm the Personal Ministries, Sabbath School and Publishing Ministries Director of the Tobago Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Now, as you would have heard, Karoo. What does Karoo mean? Karoo is basically the Caribbean Union of Seventh-day Adventist churches, which comprises of 10 fields, including the Tobago Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. It's like the Seventh-day Adventist CARICOM,
Okay.
all right, for the want of a better term, all right? Now, Karoo will be celebrating 100 years of ministry in the Caribbean. And as part of the celebration, we'll be having a whole week of experiences, a whole week of activities here in Tobago, starting from the 5th of October. That's what you mentioned with the revival, where we'll be having powerful preachers from across the Caribbean Union. In fact, these preachers are youth directors from the various fields, and they'll be coming here and spread out across the island and just having revivals in various churches. And so that's the experience that you were talking about, the revival, reconnecting our young people, reconnecting all of us with Jesus, because every now and again we get disconnected. Every now and again our battery runs low.
True.
And I mean, nobody likes what's the purpose of a phone with no battery, without the battery being charged, right?
Right.
We need to be charged up, and the same thing is true for us. We need to have that reconnect, that experience with God where we are on fire for Him.
Excellent. And tell us a bit about the praise explosion that's happening on Sunday, the 12th of October. Now, this is the Tobago Carnival season, but there are persons who aren't involved or aren't interested in actual carnival activities. But you guys are having alternative celebrations for persons who are, a part of the kingdom of God and not necessarily Adventists. Tell us why it's important for all persons who celebrate God to be a part of this celebration, regardless of if you identify as Pentecostal, Seventh-day, Church of God. Tell us, why is that important?
That's a wonderful question, and thank you for asking it. Now, I believe that we were created to worship. We were created to praise, and this experience on the 12th of October, where we'll be gathering at the Shopper Cultural Complex. Listen, it's an opportunity where we could praise and worship the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And as I mentioned before, in Karoo, the Adventist CARICOM,
right?
All right, 10 fields. We have music ministers from across the Caribbean coming here to Tobago for this musical celebration. And we have guest artists like renowned Bijan Pierre from Trinidad, and other persons like Kashif Wilson right here from there. I mean, we know Kashif. Kashif has made a guitar talk, preach. In fact, within the context of it, Kashif does make the guitar preach, and so he'll be ministering, and Trizan Atkins from Guyana, and many, many others. And so it's important for persons, Christians, anybody, everybody, all is welcome to come and join in this experience of worship, of celebration, celebrating what God has done in us, through us, over the past 100 years of ministry here in the Caribbean Union.
Right, and on October 11th, there's something happening called Sharing Our Faith and Shaping the Future, and there's a motivational speaker from Jamaica that's coming in to chat with the people. Tell us a bit about that, and who are we expecting?
Okay, so Pastor Jermaine Johnson, all the way from Jamaica. You know, he's one of those preachers, one of those pastors, motivational speakers, evangelists that is well known. He has a way of connecting with young people. Recently, I saw a video of him where he did a remix to Shake It to the Max.
Right.
And he was like, study to the max, right? And so he's one of those persons that is very gifted in connecting with the youth. And so on that day, on Saturday, the 11th, Sabbath, the 11th of October, again, all roads lead to Shore Park Cultural Complex from 9 in the morning, and we'll be there fellowshipping, experiencing the goodness and celebrating the goodness of God. The word will be brought to us by Pastor Jermaine Johnson. And in the afternoon period, we'll be having what we call Bible Connections. Bible Connections is basically like a competition among the young people across the Adventist curriculum,
Right.
around the union, where they study a particular book. I believe this year we are focusing on the book of Luke. All right, so they study that book front to back, study it, and then we have various levels of competition where the questions are asked and you answer accordingly. So the finals will happen here in Tobago, and it will be viewed across the Caribbean Union, because not everybody could come right here to sweet Tobago, you know, the greatest little island on the planet, you know, but not everybody can come here, but you know, everyone could have the experience of seeing their persons participate in this program.
Right. So with this Caru Youth Ministry, the Caribbean Union ministries, is it that you have a number of other Adventist youths from different islands that are going to be here in Tobago, and when are they arriving?
Most definitely, most definitely. In fact, from this weekend, persons are expected to start coming in, because as you would remember, from the 5th of October, we have the revival starting, and the preachers are from across the island. So persons are going to be coming in from then, and even to next weekend, where other, like for example, the preacher for Sabbath the 11th, he's going to be here. And for the concert, the climax of the celebration, we'll be having persons from across the Caribbean coming in from next week all the way through, as we celebrate what God has been doing here.
Excellent. And finally, if persons want to be a part of the celebration, how can they, is it ticketed? Is it all free? How can they be a part of it?
All right. Thank you for asking that question, because with all the excitement that I feel in my bones, I forgot to mention the cost. As we celebrate 100 years, the tickets for this grand celebration, Caru Praise Explosion, it's $100. Only $100.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Which is not bad. All right, and children 7 years and under, they are free. All right, and so these tickets could be, you could get tickets from various places across the island at Brother D's restaurant in Port Mall. We could get it at the Tobago Conference headquarters. We could get it at Dominion Appliances, that store. We could get it at a couple of other, in fact, I think I should make sure I get and consult my notes so that I don't forget where
and
the
just
tickets
to
are coming
remind
from.
you that this is an entire celebration that's taking place from the 5th of October all the way up to the 12th of October, which is the following Sunday. So that's not this Sunday, the 5th. So it's starting on the 5th, and it goes all the way up to the other Sunday, which is the 12th. That's where the praise explosion is happening.
Correct.
And you'll hear from persons like Bijan Pierre, who's straight out of Trinidad. You have Mr. Kashif Wilson right here in Tobago, and Trizana, who is from Guyana.
Correct. And so the tickets could be got, we could get the ticket, and we have time to get the ticket. In fact, you don't have time. Because you know what we just do in Tobago? We just say we have
Wait
time,
last minute.
and then last minute
When
we're trying to get it.
sold out.
When it's all sold out. So get it and get it now, get it hot. All right? Ayadpa Book Center, that is opposite Cost Cutters supermarket. Bees Oven, that's at the Port Mall. Broom's Bakery in Glamorgan. As I mentioned, Dominion Enterprises, Tobago Conference Headquarters, and finally, Public Demand Marketplace, that's down at Bonaccord. And so these are our official vendors for the tickets.
Excellent.
You could also contact your pastors. All right. Each district has a pastor. You could contact your pastor or your youth leader, and tickets will be made available to you.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you so much, Bevon, for coming and representing, that Tobago Youth Ministries and the Caru Ministries and all the things that are happening for the upcoming week. And we wish you guys all the best with your celebrations. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Presenting the mashup king himself, DJ Kai, alongside the voice of the people, Boy Boy. The dynamic duo bringing pure fire to the road, CSI Khaled and Selecta Stefan. And Tobago's own, the people's champion, DJ Big Youth. This is Neon Night Mass. One road, one rhythm, one experience. Tobago Carnival 2025. We outside.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Hey, soca, dancehall, the man might give out a little Afrobeat somewhere inside Saki DMs. We have two options right here, right now, opinion on the spot. Either you pull out that phone, we go in Instagram DM, you put it to the camera and we scroll and see somebody's messages, or you take a shot. My dear viewers, when the rhythm beating in town, see we jumping on the savannah ground. Right?
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, guys. This morning we are still at the Copper Canyon Wellness Center here in Idlewild as we celebrate International Day of the Senior Citizen. And this morning I'm being joined by Miss Lystra Antoine, who is the owner and the founder of Copper Canyon. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Chanel. Thanks for having me here, and it's a pleasure.
Excellent. Now, this morning we're talking about the fact that you're having a senior ball here at Copper Canyon. Tell us a bit about that.
Yes. So the senior ball is going to be a gala, and it's going to be for seniors. And when we say seniors, we're talking 60 and above. And it is just another opportunity that we felt, especially in this month and starting with today, the International Day of Older Adults. We wanted to be able to do something that would give seniors an opportunity to see, feel, be heard, be pampered, be treated for one afternoon. And so the gala is going to be on October 23rd. And it is going to be right here at Copper Canyon. The gala is actually being done by the Copper Canyon Foundation because this is our way of giving back into the community. I'm very delighted that we have sponsors who are going to work with us because we don't want this gala to be a burden to our seniors. So we actually have sponsors who are going to work with us, sponsors who actually provide services to seniors. So, for example, we have, a law company, Asa Archie Law Firm. We have Antoine and Associates that does a lot of surveying and so on. We have Woods AC contracting. We also will have grocery entrepreneurs, those people who own groceries who will also participate. And we also have persons in the medical facility who will. And we're also reaching out to the general public. If you would like to support an elder person to come to the gala, please reach out to us. Our number is 610-2292. That's 610 Copper Canyon Wellness Center, CCWC.
Right, and when you say a senior citizen, is there a particular age group for the ball? And I see that there's a registration fee of $100. Tell us a bit about that.
So we want to make sure that when we cater to these seniors, and when we say seniors, we're talking about anybody 60 and above. And that's why, we call it the senior ball, because we know seniors in high school, they normally have a ball and they're able to dress up and feel really special for an afternoon of achievement after having achieved, through high school. But here we're talking about our seniors, those people 60 and above. And so the ball is going to be a formal black tie, gown, glitter, everything event. We will have a red carpet for our seniors to come in and be able to be photographed. And then they will come, be seated at tables, and we're seating them together with those persons who perform services to that community, to the elderly community. We want them to get to know people. They're going to be served a 3-course meal, a fantastic meal served and plated service, and there'll be entertainment and also some music for anybody who would like to dance. So that afternoon, Thursday, October 23rd, which is in the carnival period, and we set it there particularly because we wanted to ensure that persons who are coming home for the carnival could participate if they wanted to, and particularly children of seniors who may be coming home for carnival can support their parents or godparents or grandparents or uncles and aunts to come to the event, either by bringing them, or perhaps bringing down that nice black tie and lovely gown for your mom, for your grandmom, for auntie, so that she can come, be photographed, and have a wonderful afternoon. It is going to be spectacular. So the registration fee is to ensure that when we cater for people, we know that they're coming. So while $100 cannot at all cover that, our sponsors are kind enough to help us in the foundation to be able to provide this, but we wanted to ensure that persons who indicate their interest, they're not just saying it and then won't show up. So we had to, and we did a little polling from some seniors, and they said, $100 is a good number. It is not too much, it's not exorbitant. And if somebody puts $100, more than likely they would come. So that's why we have a registration fee, so that we know exactly who we're catering to for the afternoon.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. And I'm sure that this event may be even oversubscribed. Is there a particular number or
so
target?
We're looking for probably like 75 to 80 persons to come, and then we'll see, we'll see how that subscription goes. We're asking people, if you're interested, please call us at 610-610, for those of you who remember that radio station, 610-2292. You could also email us at coppercanyonwellnesscenter@gmail.com, or you could also come by the center, Copper Canyon Wellness Center. We're in Idlewild Branch 1 here in Tobago, but feel free to reach out to us because we want to ensure that persons have a fantastic afternoon, and it will be fantastic. There's no doubt about it. We have persons who are coming to decorate this place like you would not believe. And it is going to just be a fabulous evening for our seniors. And we're going to have some young people join us so that they can escort our seniors in. And they are also going to be, smartly dressed. So if we have a senior couple, of course, they can come in and they'll be flanked by 2 young people. But for our seniors who are coming solo, they will be escorted in and escorted to the red carpet by, a younger person, because we believe that we need also to bridge that gap between our young people and our seniors. We've got to help them to see that the road to being an older adult, it may seem long, but it is not. And so we need to treat seniors with the dignity, the care, the kindness, and the love they deserve. And that's what we're going to be doing as we continue all the things we do here at Copper Canyon Wellness Center, but we are going to go over the top on October 23rd.
We're happy to hear that. And again, I believe that this event will be totally oversubscribed. Having a senior citizen gala, only $100, you can't beat it.
Yes.
So we're inviting each and every person, and that's on October the 23rd, to come and be a part of that, but to call in advance and book those tickets.
Yeah, you must register to attend. You cannot show up on the night to attend. Your name has to be on the list in order to attend. So I can't stress that enough. We cannot just have people show up, because we are actually catering. We're going to have tables, plated, seated. And so persons must register beforehand to attend.
Excellent. We want to thank you so much for this event and everything that you're doing here at Copper Canyon Wellness Center in Idlewild.
Yes.
Guys, unfortunately, this is where we end off our discussion this morning, and we will see you again tomorrow. Again, thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.
Thank you.
My name is Listra Sebro. I have been coming here to Copper Canyon Wellness Center for a few weeks now. I enjoy coming here because I meet a lot of people that I don't meet at home. It's a nice time to get out and fraternize, play games, do a little gardening, just have fun with friends.
Good evening. I'm Elton Richardson, and I'm happy to be among my peers, my friends, elderly people, because this facility, Copper Canyon Wellness Center, is geared towards catering for senior citizens. And I feel good when I look and see people that rub shoulders with. We come and play games. It's an opportunity to exercise the mind, the memory, mental stimulus. That's what we look forward to. So every fortnight we meet here and we have a jolly good time.
It's a brand